I was like one of these guys who only eats music and had no food for days sometimes.
Could you tell me a little bit about your journey from grunge rock to electro music? What was the path from one style to another?
I didn't see myself in drawers or something. I always was interested in every music, and I could have been the other way around, like starting with electronic and then going to grunge. I still like to listen to Kurt Cobain or like Bob Dylan and stuff, and I listen sometimes to classic music. I'm really open for every music as long as I like it. And I mean, the point is when you're 10 years old and you cannot have like a whole electronic music studio. So I started with the guitar, and then automatically it ended up in being like a grunge band, and then you get better and want to be like the best heavy metal band in the world, what never happens, but you want to. And and so in the end, suddenly I don't want to say that it's boring, but electronic music has so much more. You don't have 5 instruments, you have thousands. So it was really fascinating, and so that's why I switched. And
Possibilities are endless.
yeah, and then also when I think I come closer to you because I can hear your voice.
Thanks.
And also in 2002, it was possible suddenly to have a whole studio in the laptop, which was not possible before. So then it really started that suddenly everything was possible, and yeah, I loved it to do whatever I want, every sound.
Exactly. And so you come from a small town, right, in Germany originally?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it's kind of unusual for people over there to travel the world like you do and, become an artist. It feels like you don't follow the crowd, like you do things your way, you follow your passion. What made you want to follow your heart and do what you personally wanted?
I think it's a lot about education, and I was like educated that you have just one life and you have to seize the day, and you should not work too much. You should be a happy kid. My parents always told me working is shit, and you have to take care about your lives, that you don't end up in like being a poor worker who's like working for somebody else that you might even don't like, and what could be really terrible for you. So you have to go your own way. And so that's what I did from the beginning. Actually, when I quit university, my parents were really angry with me. And I was like, well, you told me so that I should be happy. Yeah, but you have to finish university first. And I'm like, no, I'm doing music now. And it's your fault that I'm doing music. You told me so. No, I mean, that's,
So they weren't supporting you at first?
Yeah, totally. But that didn't take me serious.
The name of your album is Disconnected. Can you tell me a little bit more about your vision of the world, of reality? Why should we disconnect, and what from?
Actually, I don't want to say that we should disconnect. I think all the lyrics in the album are more about like that people, in my opinion, should reflect themselves more and just not follow any things in the internet or what somebody else say. Like everything, the whole life is about differentiating and reflection. You cannot say this guy is stupid. You always have to say in this situation the guy was stupid, or I love this person so much. It's not in general. Sometimes you have to say I love it, but not sometimes not.
Yeah.
And I think that's got lost in the last years when people are so in this virtual world. Everything is like so. Finally,
Right.
And I miss it that people reflect themselves, and disconnected for me was just a good name to like a metaphor for like how lost we are sometimes. I mean, I think everybody is not really lost as a person, but lost in time or in the virtual world. And sometimes missing even your friends. You sit at home and watching the screen, and you have so many friends on Facebook and everywhere else. But in the end, you're lonely watching your screen, and people sometimes freak out, and then they're searching for even more solutions, and which is like all bullshit. It's always better to talk like in face to face to a friend to find a solution for your problems than Googling like, oh my God, what could it be?
Right.
My skin is itching. Do I have cancer? Or like, what the fuck,
Like they live in the digital world and not in the real world fully.
Yeah, I mean, digital world is real nowadays, but I think, we are the first generation who has to deal with that, and it's difficult. And nobody said it's easy, and we have to learn to handle this danger of being overwhelmed from bullshit.
Yeah.
and it's really tricky. And we saw that in Germany, and I think you guys in France as well, like how the right wing parties uses this power of internet to tell their bullshit stories and tell like you have to hate somebody. What the fuck? That's not true. And I think that's like people should be reflected. And so I wanted to make an album, a concept album, which is like pro and contra internet and virtual world, but I don't want to say it's like this and this and this. Everybody has to reflect for himself what he can understand from my lyrics, and that was the aim of the album.
So what's your main message and your main goal with your art? What's the message that you want to pass on that people can find if they read between the lines, basically?
I mean, and I think every musician just wants to make people happy, but also to satisfy himself.
So I already asked you the question about the name of the album, which is Disconnected, which you hear 1,000 times. But now I'm gonna go deeper and ask you, do you believe that we live in a simulation?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I could imagine that there's parallel universe. Maybe if you read books about physics, it's really interesting. Everything is possible.
Yeah.
Especially quantum physics. It's crazy. Like when you think one part is here and one is here, and you change this one, immediately one in the same time the other one has changed. Like faster than light.
Yeah.
So maybe if you think it further, there could be like a second part of you in a parallel world. But you mean simulation like in Matrix, the movie?
Exactly.
Actually, I had the idea when I was young, and then the movie came out, and then I was like, now it's a movie, so it cannot be real.
But now, what do you think when you look back?
No, I don't think so. I think we are definitely controlled, but not by one theory of conspiracy theory. I think some media, no media, it's like some commercial guys control our data, sell it to somebody, make money with our data. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
And the question is like, if there's a possibility for them to control us, or how far could they go? But I don't believe that there's any mysterious conspiracy who controls everything. I think it's like several parts. Like the car industry definitely works together with the oil industry, and they have lobbyists who just do stuff that we don't even want to know what they do. And or the nuclear weapon guys, you don't want to talk to them. Yes. And I think every corner has, of course, part of control that you don't want to know that it's going to happen. But I really don't believe that's like one big god or mysterious thing that controls everything.
And so one thing with you, since you followed your path and you seem to be really in alignment, like between who you really are and what you're doing with your life, it feels like you listen to your intuition a lot, probably. You listen to your heart, you follow your heart, right?
In the studio, yes. Honestly, on stage, I'm kind of myself, but a different person on stage. I have to act, and I have to. It's a show,
Yeah.
And I think if you're a musician, just 100% musician, you don't bring a show, it's gonna be pretty hard because nobody would be interested. So every musician on stage, even if you put the guitar next to like, this is not real. This is show.
Yeah.
And that's how it starts, And of course, on stage, I'm a different person, totally. I mean, I think normally I'm pretty calm, and on stage I'm not.
Yeah.
And a switch is like, bam, and then it goes. But in the studio, I'm totally authentic. I only do what I want, what I like, and I only work with people that I like.
Yeah.
That was the biggest step in my life.
Yeah.
I fired everybody who was only interested in making money with me, and then I said, okay, I'm interested in working with my friends only. Yeah. And from that moment, my life is so much better.
Makes sense.
Yeah. If you have the power to do that, the best advice ever. If you have the power to work with your friends, do it. Because and it's just fun. And if work is fun, then your life is good,
That's true. And how was the transition from being a musician maybe for fun to becoming, an artist up and coming, more and more known, getting paid for your gigs, like recording the music and just being out there? How was this transition?
Mean question now. To be honest, I'm still a kid. I still want to be Kurt Cobain. I'm still the young with the guitar and want to be Kurt Cobain when he grows up someday.
Yeah.
And so I was very professional from the first moment when I had guitar. For me, it was clear I want to be a musician, and I cannot even imagine any other job which makes me happy, and I was like, and if my music even make other people happy, it's even better.
Right.
And that was like some motivation for me. Like, how good is that to be happy yourself and make other people happy?
Yeah.
And I really wanted it all the time, and it was pretty hard. Like, I remember when I was living in Berlin, and I had like maybe 50 euro for a whole week, and sometimes no food, drinking the tap water every day. Well, I still do that.
Oh.
But I had the vision to make money with music,
Yeah.
and the aim was to make my living.
Right.
It was not, yeah. I could never imagine that I could have, like, right now I'm working 12 people with me in my team or more. I don't know. This really makes me happy.
So it was your heart guiding you and making other people happy. You weren't like looking to be, because you mentioned Kurt Cobain, you weren't looking to becoming like super famous and making a lot of money and getting all the girls. It's not what was happening at the time.
Wait, really? Kurt Cobain did all the girls? I don't know. I don't know. That's a teenage
Sex,
thing.
drugs, and rock and roll.
Actually, it feels like when I was a teenager, there was like this pop star image was way bigger. I think today with this Spotify, and it's not one label who makes like one artist big, like Britney Spears is like suddenly the biggest, bigger than Michael Jackson.
That's
that doesn't happen anymore nowadays. You cannot have an artist which is bigger than Michael Jackson. It won't happen. You have like several parts, and I like it, and I really like to be part of this game right now. I'm happy that I'm not got famous in the 80s and were like pushed like to heaven or something.
Yeah.
That was kind of strange, I think.
Yeah. So a lot of artists have their chance to be out there, and it's more like a community with a lot of people with different styles.
And then the audience, me and you, we can choose what we listen. It's not a label or a commercial thing which tells you this is cool, this is not cool.
That's right.
And that's a positive thing of the days that we have now in the virtual world, that we can choose if you do it wisely.
Yeah. Actually, about that, I'm interested in your turning point. So what led you to decide to quit everything and just go for it?
I was actually, to explain, I was studying mathematics.
Okay.
And I realized you cannot do both. Like, music is so intense and needs so much time, and mathematics, the studies always need so much time.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just a logical question. Like, I thought, like, okay, music, I can only do it now when I'm young and I have the power to give 100%.
Yeah.
But when it fails, I still can become a teacher in mathematics.
Right.
Other way around, it would not have worked.
That's true.
If you study and you become a teacher and you're super unhappy and you're maybe 35, how difficult is it to start a music career when you're 35?
And it's not as fun if you have, like, I don't know, maybe a bunch of kids and you're kind of like are settled. It's difficult.
It was a hard decision, but also logical, because that was the only chance to make it. And the other life that maybe would happen someday. No.
And it's about where you put your energy too. Like, where do I choose to put my energy? I'm gonna do something that I love, and not something that maybe someone told me to do. Or...
I liked the university, but I couldn't do it because my heart was music.
Mm.
And I went, I think, 3 years in mathematics.
Yeah.
And I made it so far, but in the end, honestly, I didn't understand anything at all. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking?" And because I couldn't follow the lessons anymore in the end, because I was already so much into my music world.
Your head was somewhere
my head was somewhere else, and you have to be really focused if you study.
That's true.
And I wasn't focused at all in the end. I was totally into club scene, techno, electronic, party, doing music, everything.
And that's the thing too. Like, usually we think that because this is so fun, then it's not supposed to be a career, because, you know,
it's actually not always that much fun.
Really?
No, being on stage, being with my boys, it's so much fun. Meeting people like you, having nice interviews and stuff, that's fun.
Yeah.
But the pressure and the lack of sleep, and the traveling every day, traveling 3 or 4 hours, never being at home, is it's not fun. It's hard work.
Yeah, we don't see
And
this side of things.
you only see the fun part, which is like a day is 42 hours. I wish 24 hours, and and you see like 90 minutes. And
yeah, it's so important to say.
it's really we sleep like 4 hours a day maximum when we're on tour. But yeah, we love it.
So
Every
it's
morning
your
is
passion
like,
guiding you, because despite all that, then you want to keep going.
but every morning I'm like, what the fuck I'm doing? I can't wake up. Okay, let's go to the show. Okay. And
You have
then,
to gather your
and
energy.
but then when I see my team in the car, and then it's cool and make some stupid jokes.
Yeah, and then you can see people on stage having fun, and you can see, which, like you said earlier, you're making people happy.
I hope so.
It's
Yeah.
the whole thing.
I mean, that when you ask me why what is about like being on stage, what it's like, first for me it's like if you plan something and you work together as a team, and then it comes all together. Like my light guys work completely on their business. I work on my business. My drummer has his own universe. I never understand what they do. They don't understand what I do with my lyrics and stuff, and it comes all together, and be like six persons work 100% for one theme.
It's beautiful.
And that is really like satisfying.
Yeah.
And then of course when the audience is happy, that's like a nice side effect, of course.
And your style of music is also really unique, I believe, because it looks like poetry. You know, it's like really small, truncated sentences.
Thank you.
Sometimes when you sing, it's like whispering a little bit, you know, with the effects that you add on. Why did you choose this style of music?
I don't know. It just came, I think, as a musician in the beginning, you learn the instrument, or 2 or 3 instruments, or some even can play 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you find out what you like. Then you find your band members or something, and it's a development. And then at one point you find your style. Then you improve your style. And in the end, you just say like, okay, now we have it. We have our own project, our own band. Everything is, we're working together since 20 years, and we have a concept, and everything works. And now we can just go in detail and make it better and better, and go even more tricks. And that's where we are now. That's what makes me happy. But I really don't know how it comes. The step before where you decide which style you want to go, I think it just happens automatically.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. You have no influence on that, or maybe you should not even have any influence. I think people who like want to really have the intention to, I want to sound like this. This never works. The sound finds you. I think it's like it's the same like when I write lyrics, and I have. Last week, for example, I woke up at night, and I had a text completely written in my dream.
Okay.
Like 30 lines. Everything rhymes, totally perfect. And I was like, I woke up like, what? Where does this come from? And I recorded it on my phone. Like, it's like 3 o'clock in the night. I just woke up and I started singing. And like 3 or 4 days later, I couldn't even remember that. I was listening to my phone, and the whole text was written and everything was done. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
It was not even in my brain anymore. But the text was there. So there is some media. I don't believe in God, don't get me wrong. But there's some energy which gives you ideas. I mean, what is an idea? Idea is like some energy in your brain. It's like some.
I believe
I don't know.
100%. Like, I always write down my dreams, and very often it's indications of what's gonna happen later, how I need to prepare, like kind of tips that give me more clarity on how I'm supposed to behave in my life. Like, I can't explain.
Yeah,
I completely believe in this.
It's scary but beautiful, yeah. And for me, the question like, what is an idea, is really, that's one of the main questions in my life, because I don't have an answer. An idea suddenly is there. There was nothing, and suddenly it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you find this? For example, if you have a pizza, it's going to be made step by step.
Yeah.
An idea is just bam, from one second to the other. It's in the world, and everybody of humans, and maybe animals also, we all have ideas all the time. It's all the time like dum.
So
where does it come from? It's really that's really fascinating me.
If you had a mantra or a slogan, what would it be?
I remember when I was in English classes in school, we were reading Dead Poets Society, and there was like "Seize the Day, boys," because I mean that's how it is. We live, we're all gonna die,
Yeah.
and the question is not that we die. The question is when.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
true.
it could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be next year, could be in 20 years. And I really don't understand. Everybody works and pretends like to have a second life and yeah, I want to do this and this and this and yeah, but now first I have to work and I have to do my shit.
Right.
And everybody pretends like I have a second life. And in the second life they do everything what they want. But no, you only have one life. So why not doing what you want in your life? And if it's not working, then you get a second chance.
Yeah.
And a third chance and a fourth chance. It's not true that you have only one chance and you have to fix your stuff first. No, you have to be happy first.
Have you been like this before, where you had dreams and you were maybe afraid of achieving them?
If you ask me right now, and I asked myself when I was young, I was like, oh my God, how could I do that? It was so risky
Yeah.
to quit everything just for music.
Yeah.
And actually I had no food suddenly
Wow.
in Germany, which is like one of the richest countries in the world. And suddenly
Yeah.
I was like one of these guys who only eats music and had no food for days sometimes.
Yeah.
I would not do the same thing today, but I was young, naive,
And it worked out.
and I believed in myself and the music, and it worked out. I think you have to have a bit of luck, and it could have been worse.
Which one should I wear? Which one or which one? Which one fits better to the like off. Yeah, but it's not like a stone gun, right? Yeah. So this is the sharp outbreak. Yeah. I would go with sharp outbreak. Yeah.
Il y aura la musique après, c'est les gens qui rentrent.
Okay. Okay. We have two questions.
Ok.
One more question, then we move there.
Voilà.
It's not the same stupid question as always. Are you recording this already?